Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. In this video, we'll be doing the performance testing of the new Poco F7. So we all know that Poco F7 comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip. It's a really powerful chip. In fact, it is better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 launched last year. Now this device also comes with 12GB RAM as default. It is LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.0 support. And it also has 6000 mm² of vapor chamber cooling also. So it is pretty good in terms of that as well. Android 15 out of the box. And you do get the Hyper OS, which is pretty good. So let's see how good the performance is. So let's start with the CPU throttling test. We'll see how good the experience is. Then we'll go to stress test, AnTuTu storage test, and we'll also see the Geekbench. So let's start with the temperature test. So you can see here 31 degrees, so standard room temperature, and you can right now see the battery as well. So we'll just show you the battery. About phone will just show Poco F7, 12GB RAM, Android 15. So now you can see here 93% battery remaining. So there you go, 93% is the battery remaining right now. So let's start with the CPU throttling test. So here you can see here we just set as 20 threads and 15 minutes. So let's start the test. So now we have completed the CPU throttling test, and you can see that the CPU throttled to 79% of its max performance, which is quite good for a Snapdragon 8 series chip. So it's pretty good. Only 79% is throttled, and the max value is 458, average value is 394, and you can see the minimum value is 340 gigs. So that's the test. Let's also check the temperature, how far it reached. So 42 degrees is the temperature, which is quite okay, I would say, because we are doing the CPU throttling test, so it's the max performance. So 42 degrees is quite okay, and the battery is at 87%, so around 6% drop in terms of CPU throttling test. Next, let's move on to the stress test. We'll do the Wildlife Extreme stress test and see how it performs. So next, let's see the Wildlife Extreme stress test. So it's a 20 loop test, and before that, let's have a look at the temperature. Once again, 31 degrees, and the battery is at 86% right now. So let's also see the drop after the test. So Wildlife Extreme stress test, once again this will check the device stress level, and lets you know how stable the device is during this 20 loop test. So let's start the test. So now we have completed the Wildlife Extreme stress test, and you can see the stability is 78.4%, and the best loop score is 4231, and the lowest loop score is 3319. So you can see here how it performed across 20 loops, and you can see that the battery came down from 86% to 75%, almost 11% drop with the Wildlife Extreme stress test, and the temperature went up to 54 degrees. That's definitely on the higher side with the stress test, but it maintained the FPS at 15 to 30 FPS. So that's the Wildlife Extreme stress test. Next, let's go to the AnTuTu benchmark. So this is one area where it performs really well. You can see that the raw benchmark score is about 2 million. It's first Poco F series device to come with a 2 million plus benchmark score. In fact, it is 20 lakh or 2 million, and you can see the individual scores as well. The CPU score is around 4 lakh, above 4 lakh, and the GPU score is above 8.5 lakh, memory score and the UX score. You can see all the details here. Then next is the storage test. You can see here this is UFS 4.0, and you can see here 2,29,000 is the score. The random access is 1,17,000. The sequential read and write scores are also pretty good. So that's the scores. So once again, it's really good in terms of the benchmark scores. And finally, the Geekbench test. Here we have once again done the Geekbench test. So you can see here the single core score is 2057, and below the Snapdragon 8 Elite obviously. Then we have the multi-core score as 6500, which is once again really good for a device in this price segment. So that was the performance testing of the Poco F7. So all in all, it's a really power-packed device in terms of performance. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, then you get the LPDDR5X RAM, UFS 4.0, 12GB standard variant, and 256GB storage, as well as 512GB storage offered. And you get a really great 1.5K AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and 7550 mAh battery. So that was the performances. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.